Question 43 through 53 is photosynthesis and respiration. They are the last 10 questions in the segment EOC Prep, Living Organisms, number 2. The answer to 43, B. Though aerobic respiration does take place in many prokaryotes and all plants, it also takes place in all animals as well as many other types of living organisms. In aerobic respiration, the energy of sugars like glucose is collected by the transfer of electrons into intermediates like NADH and FADH2. These intermediates use the electron-held energy to make ATP, but this process, known as the electron transport chain in chemiosmosis, require oxygen to act as the final electron acceptor so that the pathway can be reused to make ATP continuously as the cells need it. Question 45. D. Photosynthesis pigments, which absorb and convert light energy into chemical energy, are embedded in the membranous structure of chloroplasts in plant cells. These pigments give chloroplasts in plants their characteristic green color because they absorb all colors of the visible spectrum except green. Once light energy is converted into a chemical form, enzymes present inside the chloroplast can use this energy to synthesize fuel storage molecules like glucose and starch. Question 46. A. During glycolysis, 4 ATP molecules are synthesized directly by substrate-level phosphorylation and 2 ATPs are broken down. The citric acid cycle also makes 2 ATPs by substrate-level phosphorylation. The majority of ATP, however, is made by ATP synthase during oxidative phosphorylation. In this step, 32 to 34 ATPs are synthesized using the energy collected by NADH and FADH2 molecules during the previous chemical reactions of glycolysis, citric acid cycle, and formation of acetyl-CoA. So, the total number of ATP molecules made by aerobic respiration is 36 to 38. Question 47. B. Chloroplasts are organelles used by plant cells only to make a sugar called glucose from sunlight. Energy stored in the chemical bonds of the sugar molecules can be used either by plants or by animals that eat them to fuel body processes. Because plants make their own food, they make up the first and most important trophic level in the energy pyramid of terrestrial ecosystems. Some microorganisms called phytoplankton also have chloroplasts. These organisms form the first trophic level in marine ecosystems. Question 48. B. Plants store energy in the form of glucose through the process of photosynthesis. Energy in the form of ATP is then released during cellular respiration. You do need to cover, if you missed this question, the general equation process for both photosynthesis and cellular respiration. A. The cell organelle that is shaped like a flattened disc contains stroma and stacks of thylakoids and is the site of photosynthesis in the chloroplast. Chloroplasts are found in the cells of plants only and phytoplankton. Question 50. C. On the underside of leaves, pairs of guard cells create microscopic pores called stomata. These allow for the exchange of gases between the environment and the interior cells. This gas exchange is vital to plant cell photosynthesis, which requires carbon dioxide gas as a reactant. In addition, excess oxygen created as a product is removed through the stomata. 51. B. During photosynthesis, plants and phytoplankton capture light energy from the sun and use it to build sugars, through chemical energy, out of carbon dioxide and water. As a result, energy from the sun is essentially stored in the chemical bonds of the sugar molecules. Plant or animal cells perform cellular respiration to break those bonds of sugar molecules and release the energy stored there. This energy is transported within the cells in the form of ATP. Question 52. D. The products of aerobic respiration are water and carbon dioxide. The products of anaerobic respiration are carbon dioxide and either lactic acid or alcohol. Question 53. B. If a species of bacteria is able to live and grow in an oxygen-free environment but requires a nitrate-rich soil, it must be using an anaerobic pathway of respiration. Anaerobic respiration is a pathway that is very similar to aerobic respiration. It oxidizes all of the starting organic molecules into carbon dioxide and energy. Anaerobic respiration, however, uses an inorganic substance like nitrate or sulfate as the final electron acceptor instead of oxygen, which allows bacteria to use this pathway to survive in areas that are lacking in oxygen. So at this point, you need to take what you have correct out of 43 to 53 out of the number possible. And that is it for this EOC Prep Living Organisms number 2.